Alright, and now it's time for the last of the reports, and the ending of this series. I want to go ahead and apologize for the previous video. Yeah, the CG cutscenes got blocked again. So, what can you do? Well, it actually does give me a little bit of perspective to know that I'm probably not going to be doing the World of Final Fantasy playthrough anymore. Which is fine, because I already have plans for a new series anyway, so no big deal. Basically, it's just a typical JRPG ending. Everybody went back to their respective games, and it turns out the whole game was in Corneria the entire time. Or at least, it ended off with the Warrior of Light walking to the castle at the beginning of FF1.
You dismiss us as mere pawns in this conflict. Yet you yourself struggle, fret over your plans. We are amused.
I am not fool enough to surrender my will to some nebulous deity. That and nothing more.
Perhaps bowing our heads and accepting our fate as our opponents have done is by far the wiser course.
I feel like Chaos wouldn't really go for all this insubordination, but then again, what do I know?
Embrace your fate is none of my concern. Unless you choose to interfere.
Why does nobody on Team Chaos ever fight each other? I brought this up in the last episode. There's no infighting, not really.
What do you hope to accomplish with this power of yours?
Time compression. I shall freeze the hands of time on this petty squabble and extinguish all other lives in this world but my own.
Okay, but why though?
That is what I plan to do with this power of mine. Do you believe me, I wonder?
Believe you, perhaps we do. But for the void, time and divine will are of no consequence. No matter
So is Cloud of Darkness and X-Def all on board the Void Train or whatever?
I do not doubt it. They will mean nothing for those that fade into oblivion. However, this world, it already creeps towards the edge of destruction.
The main antagonists of Final Fantasy games sometimes have really dumb plans that don't make a whole lot of sense. Like Ultimecia. I want to be the only one person in my frozen time world. I mean, at least with Dio, he had servants and groupies. You know, people he could just order around. Do stuff for him. Anyway, yeah, for this episode, I'm only showing off the last few reports here and there. Because going through Confessions of the Creator, which has like a few little bits and pieces, but most of those are being explained via the reports themselves. It mostly deals with the lives of Cosmos, Chaos, and one more. But we'll find out about that later on in the video.
Doesn't this war have you fighting against your brother, Cecil? How do you cope with that?
Not very well, I'm afraid. I realize that this is a battle we must fight, but I do not eagerly join the fray.
I understand.
Does everybody have like a weird hair tick to them? Because Cecil now has a really long curl that just like bounces off way to the side.
You can go home together.
Well, he's got two of them.
What's wrong?
But at least it's not as distracting as, say, the Warrior of Light's little patch of hair that just blocks his eye. Oh my goodness, I'm complaining about Final Fantasy hair. That is an uphill battle.
Terra.
When I go back to my home world, I'll probably have to go straight back to fighting again. The only type of memories that come back to me are images of war and death.
This brings up a good question. At what point during every character's respective games did they get picked up from? Like, at the end of their games? The beginning? The midpoint? Where? I imagine Terra got picked up. Well, considering like the previous cycle she was like brain controlled by Kefka, I guess she was from the beginning of her game, but here I guess it just continued onward. I guess Cecil and Golbez must have been picked up like toward the tail end of Final Fantasy IV, considering that they know that they're brothers.
Those who greet us with open arms.
Cloud and Sephiroth got picked up probably.
Believe me, Terra,
that one's a bit more difficult because the original Dissidia makes it seem like they got picked up toward the end of 7 because they already have their whole Advent Children dialogue going on. But with the previous cycle, it was kind of like, he's just kind of there. It's kind of hard to infer from Final Fantasy. It's kind of hard to infer for Warrior of Light and Onion Knight, considering, again, they're based on a party as opposed to a single character. Quick little thing. Yeah, I'm not doing the Confessions of the Creator bit because Edge of Discord is a bitch and a half, and I don't want to do it. So I'm just going to show off the reports. And, you know, that should be fine. And again, the reports kind of cover all the story bits that are sprinkled throughout Confessions of the Creator. It mostly just, like I said, touches upon Chaos, Cosmos, and one other. So, and really, I'm just here to show off the story for Dissidia. And besides that, Confessions of the Creator is more just fight really strong mannequins, get little itty-bitty, tiny, vague story bits that I don't know how to, like... I can't go back and get all the little backstory bits that are sprinkled throughout that are told to you via Moogles. Either way, the reports were mostly what I was going for from Confessions of the Creator anyway. And there are a few fights here in the reports, but they're not terribly difficult. So more or less, this is just a giant cutscene viewer.
What? This can't be.
Two against one is fine with me. Burn it up! Burn it up!
And that is a dick move. 9,999 bravery gone in a second. Because of stupid summons. Doesn't really matter though. My characters are super buff and they're all at level 100. So these fights don't tend to last very long. Technically it's 3 against 1, Zidane. Or 3 against 2, considering you're working with the onion, whatever. And yeah, there's some CG cutscenes in the remainder of the reports. I haven't put this up just yet, so if those CG cutscenes are not shown in this video, just know that they're probably getting blocked again. It's kind of unfortunate, but that's how that's kind of how copyright works. You either get to show what you can, or you get no video, period. So, I'm not doing World of Final Fantasy. I already have a replacement game for Dissidia, and I have a replacement game for Valkyria Chronicles. And one of those replacements is Persona 5. So look forward to that. Here's a little hint for the game that's going to be replacing Dissidia in the rotation. The main character is actually voiced by Liam O'Brien. That probably narrows it down a little bit.
What if we're like them?
Huh?
What if they're not imitations of us? What if there were nothing but mannequins from the very start? And then later, we were just chosen at random and then made into what we are now.
What if we were?
The thought doesn't bother you?
It's just not that big a deal, really. How we were born into this world doesn't matter. It's what we do with ourselves afterwards that counts.
You might be right, but just suppose that we were born into this world. All the memories we thought were ours, they'd be nothing but lies. How can you...
What if? Just suppose? You'll never find any answers that way. That's why Cosmos gave us these.
The crystals.
We go take down Chaos. After that, who knows what's gonna happen? Me? I'll worry about it once we get there. Hey, lighten up, will ya? You don't want to upset your big sister, do you?
My big sister?
Terra's gotta look out for you like you're her annoying little brother.
Oh dear.
Hey!
That got you going. I knew you had some spirit left. Can't have the kids moping around all day. No, sir.
Yep, this is an anime game.
You're still just a kid yourself.
The Onion Knight gets no respect. No respect at all. Despite the fact that the Onion Knight is probably one of the smartest members of the crew. Just no respect. Everybody just keeps calling him a kid. He's like, I'm a sage and a ninja and I... Do you know what my title means? It means I'm like the strongest, most badass motherfucker ever. And you're all treating me like just some little kid. Just because I'm like the shortest member of your group. The fact that I can do all this stuff as a kid should frickin' scare you. Poor Onion Knight.
To victory.
Now it's time for Warrior Light to do his thing. First foot to victory. Well, he's a man of his word. First fight over. Get out of here.
To victory. Fade in the light.
Instant win. Warrior Light does not mess around. Oh my goodness. That attack was still going on.
To victory.
I mean, it's a good battle cry. I mean, he's not lying. He's basically winning every fight. Vaughn's being a little tricky, but Radiant Sword.
My apologies. I must hurry.
Oh, so Terra was in danger for some reason that we didn't see. How are any of the Warriors of Cosmos ever in danger? They're heroes of their own game who... You know what? Cutscene. Doesn't matter. It is he you should thank. I haven't mentioned this before, but I love Grant George's cadence. I know he's not really talking right here, but he has a nice little rhythm to his voice. Like, I think the first time I actually heard Grant George as a voice actor was in Disgaea 2, where he voiced Axel, who was like seriously different from the Warrior of Light here. Just kind of a big, goofy dumbass who just constantly gets his ass kicked. But Grant George always, like, whenever you hear him talk, it always sounds like he's just kind of got this, like, surfer cadence. He kind of talks a little like this. Like, he does the exact same voice for Clive in Fire Emblem Echoes. And everybody just thinks Clive is, like, boring or he's you know, not the best character. I like Clive. I think he's pretty fun. I think he's a cool guy. I guess there are more interesting characters like Saber, but you know, then again, I prefer the mercenary characters as opposed to like Cavaliers, but hey, that's another RPG series for another time. But yeah, it's always nice to hear Grant George in a work, because, you know, he's got a really nice, soothing voice. I guess it's one of the requirements for being a voice actor. Having a voice that just hits the ears just right. Wow, this is like 3 reports long of the Onion Knight and Terra... Of the Onion Knight, like, crushing on Terra. So you've fallen for her, I see. Damn, Cecil. We have at least 3 knights on the Warriors of Cosmos. One who literally has the word knight in his name. Warrior of Light is a knight. Cecil is a knight. They all kind of get the gist of chivalry. And what, you didn't help her? Oh yeah, she's getting attacked by mannequins. You should probably go stop them. Yeah, but Warrior Light, you can go help too. You shouldn't just leave Terra to her fate. Or you couldn't just let the Onion Knight handle it. God, even in his portrait art, his hair is still blocking his eye. Defined by that which he protects. That makes sense, because in all the Final Fantasy titles, or RPG titles in general, knights are generally defined by their ability to take, or basically tanks. They're tanks. In fact, in Bravely Default, the knight class has a special ability called Cover. In fact, even in Octopath Traveler, the character Olberic, who is a knight, has that same ability to just protect everyone. So yeah, I guess knights are defined by their ability to protect. It's kind of in the job description.
Come on and get it. Here I come. Here I come.
Bye, Kane.
Come on and get it.
That one went by a little quicker. Bravery to HP attacks are the best moves in the game.
That was to be expected.
We appear to be safe for the moment.
When did Bart and Firion get here?
Short rest.
Hey, Cecil, I don't get it. How does he stay so calm all the time? Now that Cosmos is gone, now that we know the truth behind the crystals, I can barely keep from yelling in frustration.
Yes, I feel the same.
Wasn't he always the one giving encouragement? We have to end this conflict. We have to do this for Cosmos. We have to keep pushing onwards. You heard him, right, Cecil? So how? Now that she's gone, how can he stay so calm? Does he feel nothing? Nothing at all?
I doubt he feels nothing. I'm sure he's just as sad as us, just as angry. For now, he can't surrender to his emotions. There is still so much for him to protect.
So much to protect? But Cosmos is...
The crystals hold the power Cosmos entrusted to us all. And so, by keeping his companions safe, he protects that which Cosmos desired as well. A knight is made by that which he protects, remember?
It's in the job description.
Cecil... I swear, I'll keep Terra safe. I'll watch out for everyone, as well as for myself.
Everybody wants to Mamoru Terra, apparently. Such is the nature of anime. Even Final Fantasy can't escape it. Especially Final Fantasy can't escape it. Once 7 hit the scene, it just became anime all day, every day. Hey look, there's a name we recognize, Sid. It probably came up sooner, but hey. So yeah, the reports are all about Chaos, Cosmos, and Sid. Ooh, this is an interesting one. The Warrior of Light is having memory problems.
Let us open a path. Bathe in the light. Lightning. Shine.
Just take a light shield to the face. If only the actual Final Fantasy games had the ability to shoot, like, light out of your shield as an attack. I mean, they have counter, but it's not the same. And that's more for samurai anyway. A lot of these Dissidia attacks would be great in an actual Final Fantasy game. I guess they just kind of have to embellish for Final Fantasy 1. Considering the original graphics for attacks were a little limited. Even in the PSP remake, they were kind of limited. They looked a little stubby.
It matters not who comes. Shine! Shine! Blade of light!
Again, these mannequin fights, they're not the important part of this video. No, it's the cutscenes that follow.
Hey, you okay?
Yes. And you?
Of course. You want to head back? Or should we stay here a bit longer?
Stay here? For what?
Well, you know, I thought you liked this place.
Why is that?
I've seen you here, staring up at the sky.
I suppose.
So the Warrior of Light has a preferred stage?
So, is this
Alright,
spot
that's
like
cool.
special or something?
Let us be going. Time is precious.
Wait, one more thing.
Yes?
Your name. You still haven't remembered what it is?
No.
Well then, how about this for an idea? We get everyone to come up with a new name together.
Dick Butt.
For me?
No, for me. Of course for you.
Well, to be fair, one of Bart's like translated name was Butts, so
Where's that?
might want to have a bit of a name change there.
Past is but a blank page.
God, even in this dramatic cutscene, his hair is blocking his eye.
Memories. No name.
Drives me
I cannot
crazy.
recall even the slightest detail. And as such, it almost makes me believe there was nothing there to begin with. Still, there are the faintest traces, like writing carefully erased.
Huh? What could it be?
I have a theory. This feeling is the last remnant of my lost memories. Even if it is closed to me, its existence proves that I once had a past. Or so I believe. Someone once called me by name. I'm certain of it. And I do not wish to obscure that memory.
Oh. I get it. You don't want that feeling to get buried under a new identity.
I think there's a reference to Final Fantasy 1, but for the life of me, I just cannot place the specifics. So the Warrior of Light does have a name. He just can't remember it. Makes sense. Maybe that's a reference. Maybe it was a reference to like the player naming the character. Who knows? Makes sense to me. Oh, so now we get to play as Prish.
I'm getting pretty bored of this world. The only place I haven't seen is that Chaos Guy's lair. Huh? Something weird around here. Not an enemy, but not exactly a friend either.
Oh, Prish is interested. My goodness. She scrambles like crazy.
Whoa! What the hell? Is that
I might be wrong, but I think she's the only one who actually uses profanity in this game.
Hey, you
Like she says hell,
got a name? Where'd
if
it
that
come
counts. See, he doesn't have the hair thing over his eye, so it must be the helmet.
Chaos.
But you're not one of Cosmos' chosen either. Never laid eyes on you before.
Cosmos.
The only folks I've seen who don't belong to either side are the Moogles. And you don't look like a Moogle.
Kupo. Oh shit.
This can't be. That man.
Garland? Damn, I was hoping for someone interesting.
Seriously?
What are you mumbling about?
An agent of Cosmos. You cannot know what you've stumbled.
Hey look, it's a Lamia.
If you value your miserable hide, now is the time to tuck tail and run.
Never gonna happen. You think you can just show up and steal my prize away from me?
That sounds
I hate to
nefarious.
say it, but my life is on the line. If I don't take this guy back, both you and me are in for a world of hurt.
Why does Prish, like, treat Garland like he's nothing? Isn't he, like, the right hand of Chaos? He's kind of important.
This warrior is beyond your comprehension. Be gone!
Like hell!
I do not actually play as Prish all that much, so my gameplay with her is not the greatest. And Garland is kicking the shit out of me. Oh, freaking Carbuncle. It's the most annoying summon to deal with. But Prish is a monk, so I like that. It's always cool to have a character who just, like, goes in just with their bare fists. And she has an AoE attack. And she has a drop kick. Just punch and drop kick. Never stop drop kicking.
Wasting my time. Hey, I'm back. Hey, Cosmos.
Oh, returned to us so soon? And who's the young man looking ready to swoon?
Is swoon the right word?
You can use your powers to bring this guy over to our side, right?
Look, he's got the anime hair and everything. He's totally a pro tag.
For our side?
And he has amnesia.
This warrior.
Picked him up on the way is about the best way to explain it. The thing is, though, it looks like Chaos is after him as well. After all, it's not like we do anything to hurt him, but those Chaos creeps are a different story.
But Prish...
He seems a touch soft in the head, but we can always use...
Soft in the head.
Go ahead, Cosmos. Where's the harm? And one who appears here without being cold. The perfect test subject to keep me enthralled.
So are the Final Fantasy XI characters just like Cosmos' attendants or whatever? Like they're the closest to her?
It's not like I can just...
What sense does that make?
I found him.
I never actually played Final Fantasy XI all that much. I played a pinch of 14, so I don't really know a whole lot about Prish or Shantoto. Except that Shantoto likes to rhyme.
What are your feelings
And
on the matter?
Apparently she's super powerful.
You're one of...
So now the Warrior of Light, this is how the Warrior of Light joined Cosmos' side.
Very well. I shall do as you wish. This warrior will make a fine addition to our ranks.
So there's a CT cutscene coming up, so if for whatever reason I don't show it here, just understand they got blocked. And that's the reason. Although, albeit, a lot of these CG cutscenes for the reports are a little inconsequential. So you're not really missing all that much. Not terribly much.
I will do all within my power.
Where did he get the helmet anyway? Okay, so if that cutscene was blocked, Prish just kind of was like, oh wait, now I get it. I know what I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you the Warrior of Light. She didn't actually say it, but I assume that's what she calls him. I guess Prish just decided we're going to call you the Warrior of Light. It's not exactly the quickest thing to say, like when you're trying to talk to somebody, but I mean, it's on the nose, so it's not wrong. And now comes one of the best reports. Because it stars Gilgamesh! Yes! The Duel of Dreams! Oh, Gilgamesh is so cool, you guys. Ah, it's this scene.
Something wrong? Can't believe your own eyes, is that it? Don't tell me you've forgotten my name, you sniveling worm.
Gilgamesh! I never thought I'd see you.
That's not how this scene played out.
The last time we met, I was banished to the rift, as you looked on slack-jawed. But as you can see, it could not hold me. Oh no, I have returned! My exile is at an end!
Wow, you're one tough cookie.
That is so not how that scene played out.
Many were the trials I faced, and the battles I fought. And now, at the last, I stand here before you. I have dreamed of this moment. There is no turning away from this, our fated duel.
No argument here. Single combat. May the best man
Yeah,
win.
no, Bartz does not act like this in the actual game. He runs away.
No less from my chosen rival. Steal
Oh, I get it. Duel of Dreams.
For I am not the Gilgamesh you
Kick his ass, Gilgamesh. I'm sorry, I like Gilgamesh. I'm a little biased. Gilgamesh is just the coolest, okay? He's just so cool. He's also level 100.
How long I have waited.
And Bartz is not even wearing the same outfit. Oh, it's his freelancer outfit from Final Fantasy V. Makes sense. Oh my goodness, and Bartz is already in EX mode. Gilgamesh's moves are amazing. Shoots a rocket, does a little pirouette that turns into a tornado, and just like starts swinging swords like crazy. And as you can notice with the victory tune, yeah, Gilgamesh is aligned with Chaos, apparently, because it always plays just like, it's playing it again!
I hate to say it, but I can't deny the truth. Gilgamesh, you are the ultimate warrior.
Take heart, Bartz. You put up a good fight.
Gilgamesh, you are the ultimate warrior. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
Yes, that is exactly how events will unfold.
Gilgamesh was just doing this to hype himself up before the actual fight. He was just hanging out in the void going like, oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Does the curtain rise so soon? I must stay out of sight.
So here comes another CG cutscene. So if this gets blocked, it's gonna be a crying shame. This is a great cutscene because it has Gilgamesh in it.
Thinking you would never show. Act 1. The stage is set. Let us move straight to the emotion-filled reunion.
So if that scene got blocked, it was basically a CG version of when Bartz met Gilgamesh in an earlier report. And Gilgamesh jumped out of the void and did a badass Goemon pose. It was awesome. Final report. Report 20 of 20. And with this, the finale of my Final Fantasy Dissidia series slowly draws to a close, as we have but one more cutscene to watch. The denouement beyond the ultimate fantasy. And it's just called Dissidia.
Thus, the long battle came to an end. Or perhaps I should say it was brought
What's
unexpected ending.
Okay. So Cosmos didn't die, apparently.
It is the result of the world opting for another choice.
I didn't die. Whatever.
But as long as the world exists, there will be no end to conflict. Even harmony and discord are concepts born of the human mind, after all.
Are you saying that nothing changes?
That is a mystery that even we Lufanians cannot solve. For the truth can only be known
to the future itself.
So,
sounded a little unsure with that "so."
Now that you have been chosen to reign
because
over the world,
you didn't die somehow.
We shall journey on the road that continues to the final fantasy.
Ah, they said the word. They said the title. Hey.
No, my place is here, and here I shall remain.
You know, until the PS4 version of the game where I'm not even present.
Is now bereft of balance.
I mean, she's not in Dissidia PS4.
It will sink back.
Even though I guess she won.
Knowing this, do you still elect to remain?
Yes.
I must beg your forgiveness for the endless cycle of violence into which I thrust you and your chosen champions.
Forgiveness? You need not seek it.
I got burned alive, but it's all good.
Every memory born of this world is, without exception, a priceless treasure to me.
Cosmos.
And so, my divine creator, be at peace. We must follow our chosen paths. Farewell, Sid.
So the narrator was Sid the entire time. And it's playing the Final Fantasy theme! Yeah! This is a good way to end the game. And everybody's back, or their ghosts are. Cloud's asleep. Squall, you don't have to show your back, dude. You can... Okay. Except for the two usual aloof characters, everybody's happy. The hair is still there! Ugh! I'm never gonna get over that. It bugs me. In a game that has ridiculous hair from 1 to 15, the first character still just has the... Ugh. Anyway. Alright, well, that'll do it for Final Fantasy Dissidia Duodecim. I hope you guys have enjoyed the series. Like I said, I have a new game to replace this one already in mind for the next rotation, so be looking forward to that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next series. Until then, see ya.